How you doing, everybody? This is Hal, and I'm gonna do a quick video, quick follow-up video on some of the weapons, uh, and I think I'm gonna start with one of my favorites. This is probably my favorite revolver, favorite handgun. I got pistols and revolvers, but this is probably my favorite here for the versatility that it offers. This is actually a Heritage Arms 22 caliber single action revolver. It's a 4 5/8 inch barrel. I like the barrel not to be too long, so that's the choice that I made. And that particular gun I bought at Academy on sale for $150. I've had other single action 22s, notably the Ruger Single 6, which is probably the best of all. I mean, that is a rock solid handgun. But these Heritage Arms is just amazingly accurate and amazingly reliable. For the price that I paid, I just can't think of anything that would have paid that amount of money and come out so well ahead. That particular revolver, I've already put about 2,000 rounds through it and never had a single failure in it. It is quite well crafted. It's got a nice grip on it. So you can tell it's has very rich colors and a nice luster to it. If I pull it out of the holster here, you'll see that it's actually quite well made for the price that they're asking for these Heritage Arms revolvers. It's amazing that the company can actually sell them for as cheap as they do. There are a couple of unique features that are fairly surprising about this handgun. One of them, and the most notable one, I think, is the safety. I've never seen a revolver that had this kind of safety here. The Ruger single actions have the transfer bar system, which really means that unless you're pulling the trigger down, the transfer bar will hide the firing pin, and essentially the transfer bar won't be there for the energy of the hammer to be transferred to the firing pin and strike the primer. This one here actually works a little differently. It has this lever here. Right now it's on safe. Here's on fire, and what it does, it has an internal disconnect on the firing pin, and it retracts it when it's in safe mode. So the firing pin cannot protrude far enough to strike the firing pin. So that's a pretty neat and quite good safety feature that I like about it. The other feature that I like about it is the handling. This thing is just amazing how it feels in the hands. It just feels right. It has quite good trigger pull, nice and crisp. There is no creep on it, almost no over travel whatsoever, and it's quite smooth rotating that cylinder, as you can tell. It actually works quite well. The loading gate makes it very easy to load, just like any other single action revolver. And unlike the Tauruses, this one has a six shot cylinder, so it's not one of those 22s that'll have 9 shots in them. Another neat thing about this revolver is the fact that it comes with an additional cylinder, and this particular cylinder is in 22 Magnum. Let me see if I can rotate it around so you can see the writing on it. So there's 22 Magnum right there. Quite well made. It is recessed, as you can see. It is deadly accurate and extremely reliable. Just like any other single action, you know, you have the ability to have the safety by putting it on half cock, which is where it is now. But additionally, you have the option of, you know, putting it on safe or on fire, as it is now. You can obviously cannot pull the trigger when it's on half cock, but when you are in full cock position, you can hit the trigger and the bullet won't fire because the firing pin is not sticking out far enough. I'll demonstrate that in a second, and also demonstrate at the same time the usefulness of having that extra cylinder. All you have to do is press down on the cylinder release here and pull the pin out, which is quite an easy task. That pin comes out, cylinder comes out, put it down, put your pin down, grab your 22 Magnum cylinder and stick it in. But before I do that, I want to show you the firing pin. As you can see, the firing pin is not protruding right now. If I were to cock this all the way back, there is no firing pin protrusion. However, when I put it on safe, or when I put it on fire, if I were to let this hammer go down, you can see the firing pin protruding right there. See that? If I put it on safe and I bring the hammer down, firing pin is not protruding. So that's what's nice about this particular handgun, is the safety feature that it has. I think it's better than the transfer bar system. Anyways, taking the 22 cylinder, the 22 Magnum cylinder is the easiest. Dropping it in, grabbing your pin, driving it through, and that's it. She's ready to rock and roll. Open up that gate and put it on half cock. Rotate that cylinder. Now you have a 22 Magnum revolver, $150. If you go get them brand new, this particular one, I believe it's $199 now, and you can get them on sale for $179. There are some other models that have adjustable rear sights. I like, you know, this one here because there's no adjustment, no way for it to go out of adjustment. Another reason why I like this particular revolver is that it is very lightweight, not just in the revolver itself, but also the ammunition. I mentioned in one of my previous videos that you can take a lot of 22 ammo with you. Let me show you real quick what a 22 long rifle looks like. Now compare that to a 22 Magnum, right? There is quite a bit of a difference. This is a Winchester solid point. This is a CCI 22 Magnum also, but hollow point. And I have different brands, and even within the same brands, different versions of those. I have some hyper velocity CCIs that'll go 2200 feet per second. This particular load here is 1875 feet per second, or a 40 grain which is way more than enough for what I need. But the important thing about it is that this is all the room that it takes to carry 500 rounds of 22 long rifle. So from a survival perspective, self-defense, hunting, keeping it quiet, not drawing attention, making a shot that is not going to ring all over the place, you know, and everybody's going to hear you for miles around. This is the way to go, right? It's about as stealth as you can get without going into suppression. You can even get subsonics with this, but you know, you're very limited as to what you can hunt with those. However, you know, carrying one of these in your backpack, it's amazing having 500 rounds in such a small package. So that's a nice feature of it. The fact that you can take multiple of these boxes and not weigh a ton. From a 22 Magnum perspective, these are 50 rounds right here. Not very big at all. And this particular box is bulky because of the way that they package them like this. The same 50 rounds in Winchester ammo is starkly different, right? It's a lot smaller. So you could take 50 rounds of 22 Magnum ammo in a very small space. What does this mean? It means that if I have a 22 Magnum rifle and I have a 22 long rifle revolver with a 22 Magnum cylinder like this one does, you know, you're pretty much set for all kinds of situations. You can take care of yourself, you can get game, you know, and you can afford protection for you and your family. So this is a very, I think somebody in one of the comments in the previous message posted that the 22 is the most underrated caliber there is, and I agree. We're so used to thinking about that caliber as a kid's caliber because we all grew up learning on 22s. 22s, you know, are quite versatile calibers, and it's all about shot placement. It's not about swinging lead out there at high rates. It's not about, you know, penetrating through cinder blocks. 99% of, I think, the uses that you'll have in a survival situation can be covered with this right here, with this caliber. There are the obvious exceptions, right? I mean, I would love to be able to carry my AK with me if I needed to and take care of any situation, but the fact is that how much ammo can you carry with that thing? Even a 223, you know, being as small as it is, the ammo, it still takes a lot more room, and the 223 is, again, it's a 22 caliber. It won't penetrate cinder block walls. It won't go through, you know, barricades. That's what you need the 30 calibers for. You need to be able to punch right through something. You need the heft behind it. You need to have more weight behind it, more mass and energy to be able to penetrate through. And that makes it very, very tough to carry in significant quantities. So if you're having to hoof it, you know, you definitely, I think, should consider the 22. Now, if you're going to stay up and you're going to barricade down, and you got you and your neighbors are going to make a stand, and hopefully you have, you know, already worked out things with your neighbors so that you can afford each other protection. Obviously, the 30 caliber, right? The 223s, essentially the AR types, the AK types, the 308 types, right, are going to be the protections rifles to have with you. But for the majority of I think the uses out there that people are going to need in a survival situation, go small or go light, go versatile with versatility. Have that 22 long rifle and the 22 Magnum. Take the 22 Magnum rifle or the 22 long rifle with you, and pack that ammo with you. Go loaded for bear, and go on outlast any situation that can come up. Again, heritage arms, and they're made here in the USA. By the way, they are made right here in the US, in Miami, Florida. As a matter of fact, 100% American made, with 100% American made parts. This is not an import in any way, so it's good to be able to purchase something that's inexpensive, built here in the U.S., making American jobs, supporting the American economy, and have something that just works. Going back to the good old American ingenuity, where you can make things work, make them durable, and give the consumer a bang for their buck. So thanks for watching, everybody, and I'll follow up again soon enough with another review of another one of the weapons, and we'll kind of go through them. Thanks and take care. God bless.